And another thing, don't think I'm on here judging you. Because I know it's a lot of people who watch my stuff, but they don't really know how to take me. Because a lot of people use subliminal messages to get at people that they may or may not have a problem with. I don't even know anybody for real to have a problem with. I'm so secluded when it comes to like living a day-to-day life that I don't, even if you're somebody I know, I don't really dwell on things. I'm the type of person that's going to say what I have to say, and then from then on I'm going to, or not. Like, I'm really a or not kind of person, because a lot of things is or not to me. Like, when you've lost as much things and people that I've lost, it's really kind of hard to be moved. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've always kind of been that person. Like, stuff usually never bothers me. It always depends on who the person is. Because to me, I've always operated my life off of organization. Quality people, people you got to deal with on a day-to-day, people that you need to get to a higher level, which would fall under quality people. But to me, I'm saying quality people, it's my everyday people, or people that I choose to connect with on a day-to-day basis. So there really is two different categories. And then like the respect of the elders. To me, I'm an old school gal. I'm always going to believe in respecting my elders. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless if they're right or they're wrong, it's not for me to say. I'm not their creator. So that's why things hurt me so bad. Because there's a lot of things that I can say, that I think to say, that I wish I had the audacity to say. But because I know, it's a certain responsibility you have when you know certain things. Like, it's different when you don't know, when you're ignorant to things. But when you know, you got to look at yourself in the same regard that you look at these kids or your kids that you have. Like, when you raising them up and you teaching them to do certain things, you have to hold yourself in that same accountability that you hold them. No, I don't have any kids. But when my mom was alive, these are the type of conversations that we would have with each other. Like, mother to daughter, how she expected things out of me, and I would show her within that same light or within that same conversation that that's how I felt as well. And if I'm mature enough to have this conversation with you, then you should be mature enough to accept and listen to my opinion in the way that I feel. It's a way that you say things to people where you can get your point across, but it's still that respect. There's still that gap between mother and daughter, older sister, younger sister, father and son, father and daughter, daughter and like son and mom. And I feel like this is what this generation is missing. And that's why I stay quiet about a lot of stuff, because it's just like, I don't want to be looked at as being uncool or being motherly, when that is really my divine nature. Like, if you go to my page, on my captions on my front page, and it says Saving Grace with Divine Motherly Nature, like, that really is what I embody. I know it may sound like kind of weird, but every day I'm operating in that energy, whether it's with a friend, a stranger, when I'm speaking about my past or thinking about my past or loved ones, I'm always operating in that energy, seeing something from love. And I'm going to tell you, one of the hardest times or hardest things that I had to face involving me having that energy is my past relationship. I think that was the hardest obstacle I ever went through in my life. Because showing somebody love and grace when you feel they don't deserve it, you know what I'm saying? And you still have to listen. That's the thing about people when they talk about, that's why I separate those who follow religion and follow God. God is not a religion. The religion was the structure, the passages was written so that we can follow. We have something to abide by and study. But that's not God. He knows we can't do all of that. That's what we should do. We're working on it, but we are not that. Because if we were that, we would be him. And who is better than him? Nobody. So anyway, I'm sorry I had to just say that. Because a lot of people like to condemn you. And they like to express and say love and God's love and exude that energy. But the minute a situation happens that they don't understand, the first thing they're doing is what? Judging. And you can't be both. You can't have one foot in and one foot out. You can't. This is something that I had to learn for myself when I wanted to have friends that were not pleasing of God. And I knew it. I felt it in my stomach. The way they made me feel when I came around. But yet and still I wanted to be accepted by them. I knew what they was doing wasn't right. But instead of me trying to, enjoy the mission and do it how I wanted to do it. Oh, maybe I might dipple and dabble in this with them and then show my true color and what my true purpose is. And I failed at that a couple times. God will put you in people's lives sometimes for you to be the lesson. But sometimes you get so excited and being around in that atmosphere and around these people for whatever reason, whatever excites you, that you get sidetracked. And you fall into their ways a little bit. So now they're thinking that you're on a level a little bit. And now they're thinking that they can say stuff to you a little bit. And then a little bit goes to a lot. And a lot goes to disrespect and no respect. And you got to learn that when you see something in somebody, even if it's not directed to you, or even if it seems small, that's him knocking at your door saying, hey, you're getting off track. You're getting off track. You are getting off track. Because I'm telling you, am I younger? I'm still young. I'm not 30 yet. Believe it. But in my very, very younger days, it was something about a cognitive dissonance that I had where that didn't register. Like I would acknowledge it and hear it and see it, but I didn't know what it meant. Like all of the five senses wasn't working. But it's after I had that pain. I'm talking about that pain that you can escape. A lot of us, when we eat something that we don't like, whether if it's good for us or, not, we easily spit it out, don't eat it, whatever. I didn't come from a household like that. If my mother cooked, you got to eat everything that's on your plate because it's good for you. The only person that had a problem was my baby brother. Me and my older brother, we really didn't give too much fuss. You know what I'm saying? Like, we knew better. But it's the same thing about people. When a person leaves a bad taste in your energy, not even in your mouth, in your presence, in your energy, they're disrupting something within you. And you know that you're not a person that's easily triggered or easily bothered by things. And you're usually so understanding. And that's direct. They're directing that energy towards you, whether they make it known or not. And that's something that I had to study many, many a time before I could speak on it. Because it's called the study of, the study of, not the first experience. So the study of people, spirituality, religion, all of that stuff, to me goes hand in hand. And I'm the type of person that likes to be absolutely sure before I make a decision, because I love so passionately that you have to show me deliberately that you don't like me, that you hate me, that you don't, you know what I'm saying? Because, and I'm not going to say I blame my family, but I blame the experiences that I've had with my family that made me operate in this way. And I used to feel like it was a hindrance and there was something wrong with me. But do you get how the mishappenings in my family has opened up my life, my eyes, and caused me to see things that I wouldn't see had I not experienced what I experienced with my family and taken away the good from it. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, when they experience things, they take the whole experience, the good, the bad. They're all messed up. They're confused. But me, I eat the meat and I throw the bones. That's something that my father said to me. And when he said it, it kind of like clicked. Like, that's what I've been doing all my life, but I never could explain it. I never could get the definition of. And remember what I told you about having relationships and respecting your elders. When you follow these commandments, each commandment that you follow, there's a blessing, there's a reward behind it. You just have to be wise enough. Your perspective has to be broad enough in order for you to see it. And a lot of people are spiritually blind. They can see everything that's going on in the physical world, but they're spiritually blind. You can't get upset with the spiritually blind. Not when you are, who you say you are, who you know you are, who he made you to be.